It's time to wake up. XRP and Bitcoin, there's something massive, massive coming. Remember, when they told us to look this way, there was a whole nother narrative going on this way. And if you don't know the game, you're going to get played every single time. Remember, they have us drunk off the wine. The Trojan horse has come in. So I'm going to break down from a logical circuit on what I believe is happening. Very, very important. This is what I believe is happening. By looking at history, remember, anything inside the monetary system where there's money and power, there's greed. So we're going to look at logic. We're going to take ourselves out of the emotion. We're going to take ourselves out of the tribalism. We're going to take a deep breath. And we're going to take a logical look at this. And I would love to hear your opinion down below. I think one of the most dangerous things about this market is being emotional. You must be stoic. You must look at it from a logical circuit, and you must make your decisions based on a knowing, not what you think or guessing because of someone said or an emotional response that someone created. It's a deep knowing. I always say, why do you believe what you believe? I think that's very, very important. Remember, JP Morgan, look it up, manipulated gold. When there's money, there's power, there's greed. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to revisit a video once again that we played over and over again on this channel. Is Trump talking about us being on an even playing field 7 years ago? Now, here's where my logical circuit kicks in, okay? Where I'm completely non-emotional about this. Now, remember, when Trump was interviewed back in the past about cryptocurrency, he was not a big fan. Remember that. He's a dollar person. The dollar's not going anywhere, okay? Bitcoin is not competition for the dollar. It's competition for gold. Jerome Powell. Okay. It's a store of value. XRP is a payment system. Okay. Everything is going to be digital. There'll be a digital dollar, digital yuan. You're seeing a systematic transformation in your banking system. And by 2030, you're either going to be an investor in it or a consumer of it. All the fighting going back and forth, you're going to be using it. That's how it's going to work. It happens in history over and over and over again. So we're going to listen to what he said 7 years ago. Then we're going to listen to Brad Garlinghouse. He's like an oracle, man. He's predicting. He talked about Tether, and then he talks about what he thinks is going to happen within the system. And then I'm going to break down what companies are doing with things like Bitcoin.
Talk. And we are working on that as we speak. We have conversations with various representatives of China. I believe that will all work out very well for everybody. China, Japan, the United States, and everybody in the region. As far as the currency devaluations, I've been complaining about that for a long time. And I believe that we will all eventually, and probably very much sooner than a lot of people understand or think, we will be all at a level playing field, because that's the only way it's fair. That's the only way that you can fairly compete in trade and other things. And we will be on that field, and we will all be working very hard to do great for our country.
Okay. So 7 years ago, he said we'll all be on an even playing field due to the fact that he's worried about the currency devaluation. From 2020 to 2022, they printed more money than in history. Okay, let's put our logical circuit on. 2009, Bitcoin was created. At the same time, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa came together to de-dollarize. The top 5 holders in Bitcoin, Satoshi, we don't know who that is, supposedly, BlackRock, MicroStrategies, Grayscale, and America. So out of Satoshi, who we don't know who it is, the other top 4 holders are American. So you think they don't know who it is? Either you can't beat it, join it, or they created it to get us into a new monetary system. Think about that for just a moment. Just like JP Morgan manipulates gold, the system is always being manipulated. Okay. People just get so mad at me when one of my biggest holdings is XRP. People just get so upset at me when I talked about XRP because it's a banker coin. So which one is it? Is it banker coin, the Bitcoin, all this stuff? If it's a banker coin, who runs the banks? The elites. It's the same funnel every single time back up to the 1%. So it's very important to use discernment. He said we'll be on an even playing field. But remember, Trump was not a pro crypto person. Okay. So we're going to revisit that, and we're going to look at what is happening now with Trump in just a moment. Okay. But first, we're going to listen to Brad Garlinghouse here. So Brad Garlinghouse is pretty good at predicting the future. Check this out.
Let me guess, you are a Donald Trump fan, at least of a presidency as he oversees a crypto world that he's very open-armed to.
For sure. Like what a difference 10 days makes. We, for years in the United States, have had an attack on the crypto industry. It's been war. And we finally, I think, have a crypto president. The crypto industry has embraced Trump. Trump has embraced the crypto industry.
He really has. He really has.
I think it's very genuine. And I think he sees the opportunity. He sees innovation. He sees entrepreneurship. And look, I'm very excited about what the future holds. I'll point out, you were saying that XRP is up 70+%. Since Election Day, the best performing crypto assets are all U.S. companies or U.S. technologies. This shouldn't be a surprise. The United States SEC has been manipulating and putting pressure on these U.S. companies, U.S. technologies, and now that pressure comes off and they explode upwards. So we shouldn't be surprised by that.
Okay. So all the top performing cryptos are American companies, okay? We're bringing the public and private sector together. Larry Fink, right? We're going to be on an even playing field sooner than we know it, okay? So this is Trump now in 2024. Remember, he was not pro-crypto, but he said we're going to be on an even playing field sooner than we know it. Now, this is Trump pro-crypto in 2024.
This onslaught at lower prices, I'm pledging today that in my second term, we will eliminate a minimum of 10 old regulations for every one new regulation. We'll be able to do that quite easily, actually. And instead of attacking industries of the future, we will embrace them, including making America the world capital for crypto and Bitcoin.
Okay, that's right out of his mouth. Went from not pro-crypto to making America the Bitcoin capital of the world. So what is going on here? Okay. 2017, Larry Fink, Jamie Dimon were telling you to run as fast as you can from cryptocurrency. Then in 2023, all of a sudden BlackRock is like, we're launching a Bitcoin ETF, and they're the second wealthiest people in Bitcoin. MicroStrategies is number 3. BlackRock is top 3 holder in MicroStrategies. Okay, let's continue on. Now this one here, this is, hopefully you guys can hear this, but this is the Marathon CEO thought on Bitcoin.
There are only 21 million Bitcoin. There never will be more Bitcoin. When people want to acquire something, it has to go up in price, just like when an artist dies, right? People pay $3 million for some spray paint on bricks in a place in London because Banksy says he did it, right? So don't give me a story about there's no value to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is valuable because people believe it's valuable. That's the only reason the dollar has value. It's because everybody in this room thinks the dollar has value. Bitcoin as an asset class is the perfect asset. It's hard money. And that's something I believe you'll see. Countries hold Bitcoin. You'll see more and more companies like Mara, like MicroStrategy, like lots of other companies hold Bitcoin. You'll see financial institutions hold Bitcoin. And as soon as the banks in the US are able to custody and collateralize Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin will explode.
Well said.
There you go. So we have to be non-emotional and pull ourselves. What is going on here? So for example, over 60 public companies now hold Bitcoin as a treasury reserve asset. MicroStrategies we know is number 1. You got Marathon Digital, you got Riot Platforms, you got Hub 8, you got Tesla, Coinbase, CleanSpark, Block, Galaxy Digital, and it goes on and on and on. You can go through this whole list here, 60 companies, and many companies are looking to put it on their balance sheet as a treasury asset. For our companies, we are building a Bitcoin treasury and we are holding XRP on our balance sheet. It's either going to be the greatest decision in the world or it's going to be one of the worst decisions I made as a CEO. I believe it is the first because Bitcoin is going to be a store of value like gold. My largest holding is XRP. Even with our company, it's our largest holding. So I want to give you guys the logical circuit around this. And we know, I just want to pull this up. The IRS, finalizes rules on brokers to report digital assets. Cryptocurrency is here to stay. I think we're over the fact that crypto is not here to stay. The boogeyman is gone. It is here. This is another thing. Citi research says that adoption of stablecoins and crypto ETFs will push digital assets performance in 2025. And lastly, it's all this whole narrative around Bitcoin. They're shoving it down your throat when they told you Bitcoin was used for money laundering. It's used for fentanyl. It's used for nefarious activities. So what is going on here logically, guys? Again, they know who created it. They created it, or you can't beat it, join it. Which one is it? Right? And people are always saying XRP is the banker token. The reason why I invest in XRP is because I understand banking. I understand Ripple, in my paradigm, I believe is going to become a bank. Coinbase is going to become a bank. Crypto.com is going to become a bank. Kraken is going to become a bank. I've been saying that since 2020. The very thing, when they told us to look this way, the whole system is changing. They're catching us on a net on the back end. The money always flows up through the same 1%. So you're either going to be a consumer of it or you're going to be an investor of it. There's going to be no middle ground. Your banking system is going to be tokenized. Distributed ledger technology, on-demand liquidity. Bitcoin will be seen as a store of value like gold, competing against gold. Okay, remember, they manipulate gold too. Look up all the cases around JP Morgan. They've been fined billions of dollars for manipulating gold, or millions, I think it is. Where there's money, there's power, there's greed.
I can tell you, a lot of eyes were opened when Bitcoin hit 100,000. And I can tell you a hell of a lot more eyes are going to be opened when Bitcoin hits 1 million. And I'm confident it's going to hit 1 million. I think we're all confident in this room that it's going to hit 1 million.
Okay. So you got all these camps. It's divide and conquer. Okay. Divide and conquer left and right politically. Now it's divide and conquer within cryptocurrency. Divide and conquer, divide and conquer, divide and conquer. It has always been the same game 100% of the time until you realize to take the middle ground, to pull yourself to a 30,000 foot overview and actually see what is logically happening. There's a systematic change in your financial system. The system has to change. We're in the age of Aquarius. We're in the fourth turning. There's a transitionary period, specifically right now from 2024 to 2030. Your systems, processes, finances, everything you do will be unrecognizable by 2030. And the arguments and the tribalism and all the stuff that we're doing right now will all disappear and it'll be a normal, everyday piece of life. So I think what's more important than what you're invested in or what to invest in is why are you investing? What does your ecosystem look like? And do not become married to one asset class. Yes, I'm heavy in XRP. I have some Bitcoin. I have some Algorand. I have some XLM. I have some HBAR. I have some QNT. I have things that I understand. I understand store of value. I understand banking. I understand supply chain, things like VeChain. I play in the playgrounds that I understand, that I believe are going to survive regulation. Then outside of that, I'm very diversified outside of cryptocurrency and things that index my money, protect my money. We're getting into more real estate. We have a little bit of precious metal, some silver for barterability, right? We have businesses in information technology, attention, and education. We diversified in business. We have an ETF dividend strategy, right? Where we've got some cash flow, cash generating assets. But what we always do is we're transmuting it. I'm not going to store it in the US dollar. I'm not going to store my excess capital in something that has 3% purchasing power. When we get income coming in, we're moving it into deflationary assets. We're working to protect our profits from our company. Think about this for just a moment. My parents bought their house in 1973 for $25,000. It is now, this house next to them sold for almost $400,000. That is how much your dollar has deflated. It's the exact same house since 1973 to 2024. 25,000 to a value of almost 400,000. That is how much your purchasing power has deflated. Do you think their income went up from 25,000? Earned income to where? No, it didn't. The wealth gap is massive. You're getting paid in someone else's debt. There is no money in America. That's why this is happening. Be non-emotional about this. This is why this is happening. Understand the game. This is happening because it has to. You need an asset-backed currency. There needs to be a rewiring of the system. You can't just keep printing and adding debt, printing, adding debt. The Ponzi scheme is over. People say crypto is a Ponzi scheme. The American dollar is a Ponzi scheme. I bring 10,000 in, they're going to lend the 9,000 to you, and that money just goes over and over and over again. There's no new money created. They print money to buy bonds. Shit, they might start printing money to buy Bitcoin. Who knows? But what I do know is I can only measure what I can see and what I can research backwards and look at things like 2009 Bitcoin's creation after the biggest collapse in America. And the top 5 holders, 4 of them are American. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? And countries now are stacking Bitcoin. So if America pulls it underneath the treasury within the first 100 days, you better believe that countries are going to go all in. Companies, countries, and this is boasters well for everybody's cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is the driver of the market. So if this stuff happens, it's going to bleed into all your alternative coins. High tide raises all boats. So you're very, very early in the long term. We're getting into a heavy, heavy run in the short term. Okay. So put your 6-year horizon on, get your shit together, get focused. Don't invest in something because somebody says it. Don't jump from crypto to crypto because you get emotional and all this stuff. Do your research, study at a deep level, build a thesis for yourself, an investment thesis for yourself. Stick to your plan. When you hear something on Twitter or YouTube, don't get all emotional and go, oh, I'm going to sell this. What is your plan? Stick to it. You're going to do so much better if you pick a plan and stick to it. Make it logical. Don't FOMO in. Don't panic sell when you get caught at the top. Build a long-term horizon. When you profit, pull some profits, get your debts paid off, get your family secured, build cash-generating assets, and learn how to multiply those cash-generating assets for generations to generations. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. Huge, huge, huge warning. We're going to put this on every video. I don't care if it ruins it. We will never proactively DM you. I will never proactively comment on your profile. We can't do that because of the scammers. I do not have an investment platform. I do not invest people's crypto. I do not have a trading platform. That is not us communicating with you. We will never DM you. You'll never send any of my team members money directly. Never send anybody your crypto, ever. Okay? QFS accounts are a scam. You don't need a QFS account. Once your crypto is over there, it's gone. So be very careful. Okay. Be very, very careful with that. My team will never ask you to send them money directly. That is not us. Delete them, report them. If you've been scammed, report them to authorities. Okay. Be very careful. So what I did create for you is resources in the description of this video or in my social media platform. You click the hyperlink, you'll see Coach JV Academy. The Coach JV Academy is education, live calls, market calls, community, and my revolutionary 120-day challenge, where I've helped over 9,400 people get their shit together since 2020. Blinders on, get focused, family, faith, we're kicking ass together, okay? The other side of that is people message me all the time how I use cash value life insurance. I have a whole team in all 50 states and Canada to help you with the needs assessment, okay? What I do may not work for you. So if you want to learn how we secure our family through insurance, how we secure our wealth through insurance, and we work on getting tax-free income at the end of our life, is you fill out the needs assessment. We'll do a retirement strategy for you. Very, very important. You will never send my team members money directly. That's a free consultation. So this is about securing your profits, making sure that you multiply those profits and set your family up for the future. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rah, let's get your shit together. Let's go. Love you guys.